Have you guys ever heard of the butterfly effect? For example, a butterfly flapping its wings across the world could cause a tornado here. For me, one Reddit comment 4 years ago completely changed my life. One decision that literally changed everything. This dude completely changed my life. We're talking about a guy who literally built the largest CS internship repo. This completely changed how everybody applies to jobs. And now what? He's making like at 23. He's insanely inspirational. That guy was Ming Wang.
It is absolutely frigid today, but it does not matter. It's going to be incredible. We have Ming flying out from San Francisco to come share his story, and trust me, you are not going to want to miss this. Let's go. I'm about to meet up with Suresh to set up the room for Ming's talk. We got wide angle here. We got the 2 phone cameras. It's a little bit shabby, but it is what it is. It's looking pretty good. Nij wanted to go chat before Ming comes, so let's go do that now. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Beast? How are you? All right, you guys want to know something crazy about like how I ended up at Pitt? I was on Reddit and I made a post about like Pitt CS. But one comment really stuck out to me. This dude, he wrote like 3 or 4 paragraphs. He was super nice and he really gassed up CS Club, like CSC. Pitt CS is like, it's a really good collaborative spot and you can still really work your way up there. So I DM'd him, I was like, is it cool if I join the club like after I commit? I don't know why I thought this dude was like the guardian of the club. He's like, yeah, just join the Discord, like it's fine. I was like, oh, thank you so much, bro. Like I really appreciate it. I literally just went alone, not knowing anybody. But I went to him, I was like, hey, yo, I talked to you on Reddit. I would love to just like get coffee. We meet up. What he said like really impacted my view of Pitt CS. This dude, I just found out like it wasn't just like the club he led. He's done like so many crazy things. He made like the internship repository, which is like the largest resource. Like it's actually completely changed how you and I and all of us apply to jobs. Every CS major knows if you want to find an internship, you go to Pitt CSC's repository. So this dude, just a student, completely changed how people apply to jobs. In San Francisco, this dude is like in the startup world. He's worked at Retool and now he's working at Character AI. He's doing some really cool stuff there. It's kind of unique because it's like startups in San Francisco, like the good ones at least, they're only gonna hire from like Stanford, Berkeley, like these schools that first of all close to them, but also they have like an insane level of talent. Pittsburgh compared to like over there, super far away. First of all, it's not the same like CS culture. It's not ranked #1. For him to make it out there, even just get to San Francisco and work at these amazing startups and do crazy cool stuff for them, like that's inspiring. Like, we can all look to him and be like, yo, I want to be like that. Just because you don't come from like a prestigious background or whatever, you can still go do amazing things. You can go build, you can go do whatever you want.
All right, we're out and about now. We got about 20 minutes until the start of the event.
We're getting boba.
We're going to pick up the boba. It's gonna be crazy.
Hi.
Please welcome Ming Wang.
All right. All right, hi everyone. My name's Ming. Really crazy to be back. Nice to see you. I was not a great student in high school. I ran track, that was like my main thing. And so I was like this, the picture on the left is from my physics teacher. I did so poorly on the exam that he wrote, "This is sad," and then took off 5 points. I wasn't doing great in school and I ended up getting rejected from every college except for Pitt. I think it sort of like inspired, like I sort of had this like fire in me. I guess I really wanted to like prove people wrong. Even though in high school I was really upset that I ended up at Pitt, it's definitely probably the greatest decision I've ever made. And I was watching like a motivational YouTube video and there's this quote, "I'm gonna show you how great I am." And it resonated so much with me that I printed it out, I put it in my room, and then for the next 4 years of college, I had it staring at me. So every time I walked in my room, I would see it and I would remember like what I was trying to achieve and accomplish and whatnot. 400 plus internships, I'm sure you guys are used to that. I didn't get any offers as a freshman actually. And so what I ended up doing was I ended up taking summer classes. I think for me it was all about intensity, it was all about work, and it was all about proving people wrong. And alongside that, it was also about learning from the community. I messaged a lot of upperclassmen, alums, all the time. I still do it actually. LinkedIn, email, just try and reach out whenever possible. It's been one of the more rewarding things I've done. And so it's gonna be really overwhelming, and you're gonna just have to work really hard and trust in yourself and trust the process, but slowly and surely, like, early wins are gonna start piling up, and you can sort of turn these early wins into much bigger things. And so the first one I think for me was I ended up getting accepted into a Jane Street Fellowship my freshman year. When I got like the take-home project, they were like, spend an hour on it. I think I spent like 20 just grinding because I felt like this was my one chance to prove myself. The rest of my college years, I interned at Qualtrics my sophomore year, Gusto my junior year, and then my senior year, I was a fellow at 2 Sigma Ventures. Probably my highlight of my college career is being the president of Pitt CSC. I guess we just had a lot of time on our hands. And so in that 1 year, we built Zero to Offer, we created the internship repo, we created pittcs.wiki, CSC hacks, we had our first sponsorship deal over 4 figures. We created the LinkedIn group, we created the Discord, which, I don't know, maybe that was a mistake. And then we went on Pitt News, Pitt Magazine, Pitt Wire. It was a huge year. Something I worked on when I was a junior was Vaccinate PA. I wanted to learn how to code in React. I watched a YouTube video, and then my first React project was this site. We built this like nonprofit that essentially gave around 500,000 Pennsylvanians the COVID vaccine, or helped them get the COVID vaccine. And without further ado, I guess we have a Q&A now. Yeah, I just want to make that quick, yeah.
Another project that you guys made that is super national is the Internship repository. How did that even start?
2018, 2019, there were actually already open source lists for internships. They were run by single people, and they were doing a really poor job of maintaining it. I saw this and I was like, I could do that, right? I'm like, it shouldn't be that hard. And so we make a Reddit post in May. It starts getting traction. And I think the key was we all took turns just like, taking care of the repo, maintaining it. And yeah, we were able to, build momentum and get it big.
How much time did it take to like maintain that every day? Because you guys are doing like a lot of manual work there, right?
Yeah, it ended up being like 30 minutes a day, which is like, if you could try and do something 30 minutes a day, it's like much easier said than done, honestly. The sort of patience, perseverance it takes was, it was tough at times, but yeah.
I know you had recently like a really fun story of like people that were maintaining the repo across the world. You want to tell that story?
Yeah. So something else we noticed, there were other contributors from other parts of the country who were really helpful. And so we were like, why not we just make these people admins? Let's just have them maintain it for us. And one of these people actually ended up living in Lithuania. It was really inspiring to see. And so that summer, as a thank you, we shipped him some CSC gear, some Pitt gear, some Pittsburgh stuff, all the way to Lithuania. And crazy enough, a couple months ago, he messaged me on LinkedIn saying, I'm actually living in SF for 6 months. You want to catch up? And so we caught up last month, and yeah, it's really a full circle moment. I think, yeah, one of those crazier moments in my life.
That's super, super cool. That's amazing. Is there any last piece of advice or wisdom you want to share with everybody here?
Something I've been learning the past few years is like, when I procrastinate, when I feel inadequate, insecure, whatever, it's really rooted in perfectionism. What I mean by this is I think there's like this sort of flywheel, this cycle where first you don't think you're good at something, and then the second part is you don't do the work because you don't think you're good enough. You don't want to embarrass yourself, and then as a result, you don't get good outcomes, and those bad outcomes sort of just confirm you that you're not good enough, and it just creates this sort of cycle where it's like you don't think you're good enough, you end up holding yourself back, limiting yourself because you don't think you're good enough. Then you don't get good outcomes, and then you continue to not think you're good enough. My recommendation is when you don't feel good enough, when you feel inadequate, lean into your mentorship, lean into your community, just keep working and trust that as long as you stay patient, opportunities are gonna come. No one just wakes up and is great. It takes time, it takes a lot of work. I guess that's my advice. Yeah.
Cool,
yeah.
That's great advice. I think we'll just like wrap it up here. Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming, and shout out to Ming for pulling up as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.